Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you guys put some motherfucking Coach K full court pressure on that like button, as well as that notification bell, so you can be notified each and every time your boy E Thriller goes live or uploads a video to my YouTube channel. And once again, this is your boy, the one and only E Thriller. Welcome back. Now, I'm gonna give y'all some time, man, because like I said before, I know YouTube take their sweet time with sending out notifications to my subs. Pardon me. Shout out to all y'all, man. So I'm gonna give y'all some time to get up in this chat because we got a jam-packed show today. We're gonna talk a little bit of boxing, of course. We may even dig into some basketball later on in the show, depending on how long this shit goes. So we'll have to see. So I'm gonna just give y'all some time, man. I'm gonna give y'all some time. Yes, sir. I'm giving y'all some time. Let me go get some water, man. Use the restroom. I'll be right back. We gonna get it popping. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's watching this video. Let me know if my microphone sound good, y'all, before I start going in on this shit. Because we're going to talk about Stephen A. Smith and what he had to say in regards to a Deontay Wilder and a Tyson Fury trilogy match. We're going to talk about Stephen A. We're going to talk about him. We gonna talk about him. Y'all just let me know how I sound. As a matter of fact, let me just pull it up and make sure. All right, bet. So I sound good. Fuck it. I'm about to go in. All right. So Stephen A. basically came out the other day and said this. Let me roll this clip for y'all.
Deontay Wilder, you got to let this Tyson Fury thing go, just for now. Not just for your own health. And trust me, that's important. But remember something else, too. Just wait and get the winner. That's all. You take the winner. You'll be ready, working on your boxing skills and everything like that, because Tyson Fury can box. You take out the winner, you the champ, and then all of them got to come back to you. That's how this works.
So Stephen A. Smith is basically saying, or trying to tell Deontay Wilder to take the step aside money and not to fight Tyson Fury right away. And this is coming from a guy who is so hell-bent on NBA players being competitors because he bitch and complain all the time, talking about dudes are low management, motherfuckers being too nice on the court. Where's the competitiveness? You know, Stephen A. love to say all this shit about certain athletes. In the moment, you have a guy in a Deontay Wilder who lost in a manner of which he lost in. You have a problem or an issue with this man trying to get some fucking get back because Tyson Fury pretty much ran roughshod over him, embarrassed him on Black History Month at that, beat his ass so bad to the point where he's just trying to come up with any and every other excuse known to man to justify why he got his ass waxed. And although there may be some validity to those allegations that a Deontay Wilder placed at the doorstep of a Tyson Fury, to hear Stephen A. Smith come out and say some punk ass, weak ass shit like this, it doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all, y'all, because I'm going to tell you this. Stephen A. is a coon, and he has been a coon. I mean, do you guys watch the shit that he says? I mean, he is the king of straddling the fucking fence. Like, my nigga, what side are you on? And I'm not trying to make this a racial thing, but goddamn, like, the man just pisses me off because fuck the race shit. As a man, as a competitor, as somebody who loved the sport of boxing the way that you're supposed to love it, just like everybody else that follows my channel, right? You're talking to some diehard boxing fans. And we all know that Deontay Wilder has a lot of crazy fucking fans. So they're not trying to hear this, oh, take 10 or $20 million to step aside whenever this man was owed a fucking trilogy match because it was in the contract clause. And then this dude is also so big on saying, oh, corporate America this, and you got to abide by these rules and contracts, and you have to honor it if you're Kyrie Irving, right? You know, you got to show up and talk to the media because you get paid to do so. It's in your contract. Well, okay, Stephen A., if that's the fucking case, then Tyson Fury has to hold up his part of the bargain when it comes to that contract clause because he was the one who signed his name on that fucking dotted line alongside Bob Arum, alongside of Deontay Wilder, and alongside of Al Heyman, I'm going to assume, for a trilogy match. Now, just because Tyson Fury, for what reasons, I don't fucking know, because he pretty much had his way with a Deontay Wilder in the second fight, right? Hell, a lot of people felt like he won the first fight, even with the 2 knockdowns. He had his way with the man, so why is he so reluctant on giving this man what he deserves, which is a trilogy rematch? Please, can somebody or anybody drop a comment below and let me know if I'm tripping? And shout out to my boy Davy John in the chat. I see you. I appreciate you for rocking with me this afternoon, man. But yeah, just help me explain this shit, Davey. Like, does that make any sense? Because we talking about Stephen A. Smith right now. This guy is the ultimate flip-flopper. One minute he says this, the next minute he says that. And to make matters worse, y'all, I hope you're sitting down for this. Stephen A. Smith was the same guy that was in a Deontay Wilder's locker room right before that second fight. This man was in the trenches with a Deontay Wilder before a Tyson Fury rematch, right? So what in the fuck will make him come out and say this weak ass shit? I will wait. Because I know a Deontay Wilder don't approve of this shit. And I can guarantee you he cussing that motherfucker out. Like, why in the fuck would he come and say this shit? Well, could it be? Possibly. Maybe, just maybe. You know, Stephen A., we all know he's a company man. He works for ESPN. And we all know, pardon me, who Tyson Fury fights for. ESPN, Top Rank, and Bob Arum. So could it be that he's showing a little bit of what? Home team favoritism in regards to Tyson Fury, talking about step aside? And to make matters worse, this is your fellow countryman. Deontay Wilder is a black USA citizen. So why in the fuck would you want for him to step inside and wait for these dudes to fight not once, but twice, because that's what's in their contract? Why would you want a Deontay Wilder to do that? Now, I can understand you talking about, oh, he needs to work on his boxing and his skills for AJ and Fury. I get that, but fuck all of that. Because let that be Deontay Wilder's decision. If he wants to take the step aside money, then let's let him do that. You shouldn't be out here campaigning or pressuring this grown-ass fucking man who got his blood licked off of his neck in front of millions in the fucking world. So how are you going to tell this man how to feel? How are you going to tell this man how to make his next move? I know you're giving his opinion, but goddamn, that was a shitty-ass, weak-ass opinion coming from you. I don't want to hear that coming from you, because you are the same guy that always talk about these NBA players load managing. Always talking about how LeBron is so nice. Oh, they hugging and kissing before the games. Oh, they going out to dinner. Stephen A bitches and complains about all of this shit, y'all. Tell me if I'm lying. Drop a comment in the chat and let me know if your boy E Thriller is capping. Because I don't believe so. Because I used to watch this guy. I know what he says and I know how he operates. He's a double talking, motherfucking, flip-flopping ass, straddling the fence ass nigga. And a lot of black people are sick and tired of Stephen A. That's why a lot of folks don't even watch ESPN no more, including myself. I only get the sound bites and the headlines from IG and shit that people send to me. But other than that, I'm not watching that shit because it's too much fluffy bullshit, gossipy, old TMZ type shit, right? And David John said in the chat, his opinion don't matter to me. He's starting to become a shock jock to me. Facts. Facts. I agree. I agree. But the man is just, he's a fucking flaming hypocrite. Because you got to be consistent. Because I know coming from a motherfucker like me, Davy John, I want a Deontay Wilder to try to figure out what Tyson Fury did to him in that second fight. I want a Deontay Wilder to dare to be great and try to figure this shit out to see if he can get his get back. Even if he get his ass kicked, at least he tried. He's a grown fucking man that got blood. I repeat, blood, his own blood, licked off of his neck in front of his wife and kids. I mean, if that's not the most, that has to be up there with spitting in my face or kicking me in my nuts or slapping me in the face. You understand? It's just certain shit you don't do to a fucking man or say. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? So I'm not trying to hear none of that weak, oh, wait, get better. This man has been training for what? A fucking year now. How much time do you think Deontay Wilder has, Stephen A? How? We see the videos dropping. We seen Deontay Wilder. He ain't been saying too much of anything. He ain't been saying shit. But you want to come out and say this weak shit? And you supposed to be close with a Deontay Wilder? You've had this man on ESPN First Take I don't know how many times. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say, I'm pretty sure he didn't approve of this fuck shit that just came out of your mouth. And for those of you who are just coming into this video, I'm going to play it again because we need to make this shit go viral. We need to get motherfuckers like Stephen A out. We need to get him out because he's at the top of the totem pole. And I'm not hating, but goddamn. What side are you on, my brother? What side are you on? Do you want him to be a competitor or not? Do you want him to pack up his lunch pail and go home? Because didn't you shit on LeVar Ball whenever he made LaMelo and Jello transfer, whenever he got into it with the coach? You talking about, oh, he just going to pack his ball and go home? Well, you want Deontay Wilder to do the same thing after his first fucking loss? His first loss. You just want him to wait and take tune-ups and go to Pep Boys and go fight bums and then get his confidence back. No. A Deontay Wilder ain't built like that. That man, he ain't ducking no smoke. He want his get back, and I don't blame him. You gonna have to whoop my ass again, bro. Like, seriously. It is what it is. I'm one of them motherfuckers, like, we could be playing a game. We could be playing Uno, anything that I feel like I'm great or I'm the best at. If you kick my ass, I'm going to keep playing until I sneak me in a cheap victory. That's just my mentality. I'm super competitive. I mean, I'm pretty damn over the top with it. My wife will tell you, I hate to lose. I hate to lose. I hate that shit with a passion. So I can only imagine what a former world champion in a Deontay Wilder feels like. Now, I don't condone all the shit that came with it after the fact. You know, the blaming the Mark Breland for allegedly spiking his water bottle or blaming Tyson Fury about the floppy gloves. I'm not even going to talk about that shit because it's not substantial to me. I don't have the evidence to prove it. I don't. But I will say this third fight, this trilogy fight is going to be the biggest fight in the sport in 2021. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that if Tyson Fury doesn't pussy out and vacate that title, because I've been hearing rumors circulating that he may, you know, just be a rebel that he is and say, fuck it. I ain't fighting him anyway. Sue me. That's what I'm hearing, y'all. And I wouldn't put it past a Tyson Fury at all. At all. But let me play this Stephen A clip one more fucking time. one more fucking time because it was ridiculous to me.
Deontay Wilder, you gotta let this Tyson Fury thing go, just for now. Not just for your own health. And trust me, that's important.
He's a fucking boxer. He's a fucking boxer. He's been out of the ring for how many months, y'all? 18 months or some shit like that. Him and Fury, neither one of them have had a fight. So how much time does he need to heal, Stephen A? I mean, he's a boxer. He's in the hurt business. You heard the man. He wanted to go out on his fucking shield. You got to kill a Deontay Wilder. That's his mentality. So he ain't trying to hear nothing you saying right now. And I'm not either.
But remember something else too. Just wait and get the winner. That's all. You take the winner. You'll be ready. Working on your boxing skills and everything like that because Tyson Fury can box. You take out the winner. You the champ. And then all of them got to come back to you. That's how this works.
No, that's not how this works, Stephen A. And that's some bullshit because who's to say if Tyson Fury were to become undisputed in the heavyweight division that he's going to turn around and double back and give a Deontay Wilder the trilogy? I'll wait. I will fucking wait. Let me get back to the chat, man. Shout out to my boy Poetic. He said, I don't even watch Undisputed because Skip do all that dumb shit just for money. Facts. Skip is one of the motherfuckers, man. He's okay with being wrong. He's okay with hating on certain individuals, even though he knows it's bullshit. That's his character. You understand what I'm saying? He is the ultimate biased fucking journalist of all time, but he's a rich man because of it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't agree with it, but it is kind of entertaining. At some extent, it's kind of entertaining to see a dumb motherfucker up there. Like, how did he get this job? How? You understand what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Davey John still in the chat. He said, I would have loved to see an undisputed fight, but he did lick blood off of his neck. Exactly. And I've said it before and I say it again. I wasn't against the AJ versus Fury fight. I don't have no malice or ill will or ill intent towards Fury or Anthony Joshua. I really don't hate either one of them. You know, I'm all for these big time fights, but if the man was contractually obligated to run it back for a third time, then my man, if he wasn't going to do it, then what the fuck is a contract for? You understand what I'm saying? Because what if you had a business and you did a 50-50 joint venture with one of your partners and he pulled some bullshit and double back and go behind your back and do some slick shit, take the majority of the money that wasn't stipulated in a contract, and then you go to sue him and the judge say, hey, well, it don't even matter. Then what the fuck was the part of the contract for? Why do we even fill this out? Why do we even get this notarized? Why? You see what I'm saying? So it's only fair. Now, people trying to turn this shit into, oh, well, Deontay Wilder ain't going to win anyway, and oh, he going to get knocked out again. That's besides the fucking point. The point of the matter is this. Let's just stick to the facts because we're not dealing with feelings or opinions. The fact of the matter is this. He had a contractual obligation to give that man a third match. And he tried to weasel his way around it. He tried to, put off shit, say little slick shit. Oh, the fight ain't going to happen with AJ. The money ain't there. And then all of a sudden, a day before arbitration, he wants to come out on Instagram and say, oh, the fight is done. It's August 14th. Shout out to Saudi Arabia and all this other bullshit. A day before the arbitration ruling. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? The gypsy at his old tricks again. Now, once again, I don't dislike Fury. I just don't like fuck shit. You know, what the move he tried to pull was some fuck shit. But back to the chat I go. David Isaiah, shout out to you. What up, my boy? He said that towel that Breland threw in, that shit was mad suspicious. You think so? Because this is my thing, David. Just hear me out. Just hear me out, y'all. If Mark Breland really spiked his water, if Mark Breland really had it out for Deontay Wilder, y'all, then why throw in the towel? Because I know I'm the only motherfucker in this arena that knows I spiked your water. So I can sit there and let you get your ass kicked for all 12 rounds. For all I care, if I really had something in it for myself, you understand what I'm saying? But he didn't do that. So I feel like if he was the one to throw in the towel, trying to protect this man so he can go home to his wife and kids, I mean, even though Deontay Wilder didn't like it, I see it from both sides because honestly, even though he was bleeding out of his ear like crazy, he still looked like he wasn't just getting pummeled. It looked a lot worse than it actually was, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I can see it from a Deontay Wilder's perspective because he's a competitor. He wants to go out on his shield. I heard this man say this each and every time. I've also heard this man say he want to catch a body in the ring. He want to kill a motherfucker. So he just has that crazy mentality already. But then if you Mark Breland, you say, hey, all that shit sound good until we in this situation. And you wasn't looking too hot in there. So I get it, but him throwing in that towel, bro, I feel like he was really trying to protect the man. Why would he hate on him? Why would he wait until he was in the biggest fight of his career to say, you know what? I'm about to fuck this dude over because I don't like him. I could be wrong. My personal opinion, David, but I just don't think that makes sense. Poetic says Skip don't believe majority of the shit he say about LeBron. He knows LeBron is phenomenal. Man, LeBron is paying that man's bills. LeBron has bought that man's cars. LeBron got that man probably his wife. I mean, Skip Bayless has made a living off of hating on LeBron. And I think deep down, he really does love LeBron, but he just got to play that role. He got to play that role. We all need a fucking idiot on TV at the end of the day to entertain us. But some people, such as myself, I get tired of watching this shit from time to time. So I go like a week or so and I watch it, but then I double back because I do like Shannon Sharp. I feel like he's the best personality and the most realist and upfront dude as far as talking about sports on national television. That's my personal opinion. Frenchie Capone 313. What's good, bro? Appreciate you for checking in, tapping in with me today. But let me play this, man, because y'all thought Deontay Wilder was fucking around when he said this shit. Let me add this shit. Hold on. Now I know why he said what he said. You understand what I'm saying? Now I know why. Thriller, roll that clip.
Silence is gold. But my ears can still hear and my eyes can still see. The Bible also tells us to be swift to hear and slow to speak. You see, what you don't understand, thief, what you did is what my people deal with all the time. Someone cheating them from providing their greatness into the world. But it's a burden that we cut off only to make us stronger. I saw in the first fight where Ricky Hatton was pulling down your gloves to put your fist in the improper position. Y'all tried the same method the second time, but this time you scratched flesh out of my ears, which caused my ears to bleed. It's impossible for a brand new 10-ounce glove to bend, to keep a smushed in form, or to have loose space. I highly believe you put something hard in your glove, something the size and the shape of an egg weight. It's the reason why the side of my face swelled up in an egg weight form. And it left a dent in my face as well.
Oh, shit.
But in the midst of it all, you still couldn't keep this king down. You would have had to kill me.
Pop your shit.
In the end,
pop your shit.
A crab in a bucket referee and a disloyal trainer to throw the towel in just to stop me. Proverbs the 6th chapter 31st says,
pop your shit.
Excuses may be found from a thief who steals because he is starved.
I love it.
But if he is caught, he will have to pay back 7 times what he stole.
Oh, shit.
Even if he had to sell everything in this house.
Oh, shit.
And payback is coming.
Oh, shit. Let's give a round of applause to Deontay Wilder, man. Wow. What a fucking video.
Tell us that.
Listen, man, hold on. Let me pause this shit, man. Hey, that shit got my blood boiling, man. Hey, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm starting to get a little afraid for Tyson Fury, y'all, because I've said it before. I thought Fury would dominate him if they were to run it back for the third time. But after watching this video and hearing that music in the back, do y'all hear that shit in the background? Like that shit sounded like he just got done eating a fucking, I don't know, just doing something crazy. Deontay Wilder is possessed with getting his retribution when it comes to facing a Tyson Fury. Because for one, he felt like he picked the man up when he was down, when the man had a drug addiction. You know, Deontay Wilder said, hey, man, I'll fight you. I'll give you 50-50. and then we can run it right back, even though I got cheated because I sent your ass to sleep experts in the first fight, whether you motherfuckers want to admit it or not. And no, I am not pro Wilder, and no, I'm not anti Tyson Fury. I just call a spade on my channel. Go back and watch the first fight. Jack Reese, the motherfucking crab in the bucket referee that Deontay Wilder was just alluding to, once he did the 1 count, he turned his fucking head. Why? I don't know. I don't know who he was looking at. Maybe I need to pull this shit up. I don't know what he was thinking, but it was a long pause in between the 1 count and the 2 count for at least 4 to 5 seconds, y'all. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, y'all can go look at it for yourself and let me know if I'm capping. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I think Deontay Wilder is supremely motivated. I think Deontay Wilder is going to possibly knock this man fucking top off, because the only thing Deontay Wilder really has to focus on is learning how to fight off of his back foot. And instead of trying to aim that right hand up top all fight, why not throw the jab to the body, show him some feints, and go use that fucking powerful right hand from hell to the body? I would tell him, if I'm Malik Scott, right, I would tell a Deontay Wilder to go to the body. Go to the body, because Fury's body is there for the taking. You don't see all that flubber and blubber and shit just flopping around the ring when he moved. Yeah, he's swift. Yeah, he moved like a welterweight. Yeah, he hard to hit up top. But look at the belly. Look at the fucking belly. All this fucking, come on, man. Y'all see that shit? The love handles and shit. I would tell Wilder, man, you better knock that nigga block off to the body. And then once he brings his hands down low, oh my God, once he brings his hands down low, that's when you throw that right fucking hand, that bronze bomber, motherfucking Tuscaloosa right hand from hell up top, and lay Fury ass out. I ain't even gonna lie to you, y'all. I'm pulling for Deontay Wilder in this fight, because I live by codes and principles. And I don't like to see people get cheated. I don't like to see people get fucked. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless if I like you or not. It could be a team that I'm not even rooting for. If they get fucked, I'll be like, you know what, man? I don't even feel good about this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because I am an ex-athlete. I don't want to get cheated in nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But let me get back to this chat, man. David Isaiah said there's a clip of a small white substance in the corner that's an another suspicion. Okay, you talking about for Deontay Wilder, bro? You talking about a Deontay Wilder? You sure it wasn't like no little cotton ball or something that they be putting underneath the Q-tip to clean cuts and shit? You sure it wasn't that, bro? I don't know, because all of this stuff is allegedly. I'm just going to throw that out there. He also said, and that shit Breland saying how Wilder is only good because his right hand isn't a man who really loves his fighter. As a trainer, shouldn't have taught Wilder how to do it all. That's a good point. Yeah, because he did say Wilder cut a lot of corners. Excuse me. Let me get some water, y'all. He did say Wilder likes to cut corners. Wilder doesn't like to hit the punching bag. Wilder doesn't like to do roll work. Wilder doesn't like to do jump rope. Now, I was taken aback by that, the latter part, the jump rope and shit, because I just thought that came with boxing. You know, your hand and eye coordination and work on your core, your timing and all that type of shit, right? I've never not heard of a boxer jump roping. Heavyweight on down. I've never heard of that before, y'all. So if you're a Mark Breland, who was a former, gold medalist, if I'm not mistaken, one of the greatest, what was he, a welterweight, if I'm not mistaken, a lightweight? I can't fucking remember. But why not make him do that shit? Don't be a yes man. So if you're going to blame a Deontay Wilder for, not working as hard as he could have, then you need to take partially some of that blame too, because you are a ex-fighter. Why are you letting this dude cut corners? I don't get it. So I'm with you on that, David. I'm with you. Shout out to my boy D-Town Blaster in the chat. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, man, Deontay Wilder ain't playing with him. He ain't playing with this dude. So we'll see what happened, man. Tyson Fury don't have that many options. He can either vacate that belt, vacate that WBC belt, get sued, or fight Wilder. Pick one. Pick one. So maybe right now he's just gonna play mind games and do the typical gypsy shit we seen Billy Joe doing with Canelo. You know, the little mind game shit that they like to play. Because Tyson Fury like to pop a lot of shit. And I don't understand why everybody feels like this dude is just so invincible. I mean, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he has, great boxing IQ and great feet. And, he feints a lot and he has a great fucking jab, but he really ain't got no power. His body is there for the taking. It's just going to take a boxer to go in and execute the game plan. This dude is not unbeatable, y'all. Contrary to what y'all may or may believe. Yes, I think he's the best heavyweight in the world. But do I think he's indestructible? No, I don't. Because I was giving AJ a chance to beat him if they were to fight. As long as AJ can take a punch, you understand what I'm saying? Because we know he can be a little chinny. But outside of that, y'all, Tyson Fury ain't invincible. So can y'all quit this fucking narrative of, oh, he just gonna dominate everybody. He's the best heavyweight we've ever seen. Because y'all I just don't understand why people hate Deontay Wilder so much. Because if I were to compare him to a Floyd Mayweather, they hated Floyd because of the brash, the bravado, the cockiness, the arrogance, the whole money Mayweather persona, right? And they said his fights were boring because he didn't sell out to get knockouts. But then you have a heavyweight in the Deontay Wilder, a man who is a fucking warrior, a man who says he wants to go out on his shield, a man that has slept motherfuckers left and right, regardless of his lack of skill, regardless of his lack of footwork. You understand what I'm saying? And you motherfuckers still don't appreciate that. I mean, I'm commending Deontay Wilder for making as far as he did, because for him not to have the quote unquote pure technical boxing skills, for this dude to win a bronze medal, to do what he did starting boxing that late of an age, I mean, we got to give some kind of credit to this dude. You understand me? I mean, come on now. He's beating fighters that have been fighting their entire lives, y'all. So please stop the bullshit. Please stop hating on Wilder. Now, I get it. You didn't like the excuses. I didn't like them either. But outside of that, what is there to hate about? What is there to hate about? Because he giving you what you want. Motherfuckers want to see toe-to-toe action. Motherfuckers want to see people go to sleep. Now, me, I'm one of the motherfuckers. I like defensive specialists. I like dudes like Mayweather, Bernard Hopkins, Sweet Pea, niggas like that, Andre Ward. You understand what I'm saying? That'll beat you methodically. They'll knock you out if the opportunity presents itself. Those are the type of boxers I like, but I like knockout artists too. So I'm not opposed to a Deontay Wilder or a Mike Tyson or some shit like that. I'm not opposed to that at all. But those are my thoughts on that, man. David Isaiah said, and Breland lied saying he didn't give water to Wilder when he was clearly giving Wilder water. Facts. I did a video on that, bro, a long time ago. I don't know why he would come out and lie. And see, this is the thing, bro. This is my thing. These boxers act like we're still living in the Stone Age. Like this isn't the 21st century or something. Like we can't just simply go to YouTube, type in a fight, or go to Google and do our research to pull this shit up. It's almost as if they think we not smart, because they'll say some shit and then we'll call them out for it, like me as a YouTube creator. And everybody want to cry wolf, like, I didn't say the shit, he said it. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know why Mark Breland would come out and say I didn't even touch his water. I never had it, because he had it the entire fucking fight. That is a fact, David. That is a fact. That is something we can definitely agree on. But shifting gears, Team Crawford has came out and spoken. Let me pull this shit up for y'all, because we're going to watch this video. It's pretty lengthy. Shout out to Bernie the Boxer. Everybody knows that this is one of Terrence Bud Crawford's day ones. Everybody knows that Bernie practically speaks for Bud, and Bud allows it. So he came out and said some shit yesterday and went on his live on IG, basically alluding to Terrence Crawford being blackballed. So I'm just going to let you guys hear little snippets of it. I'm not going to play the entire video unless y'all want me to. I think it's like 45 minutes, y'all. I'm not sure how much time y'all got. But if y'all want your boy Thriller to play the entire video before I cook on it, drop something in the chat and let me know. Or we can skim through it together. Just let me know real quick before I play it. Somebody put something in the chat. Some water, man. But yeah, man, Team Crawford, a.k.a. Bernie the Boxer, came out and defended his partner, his friend, his brother, and Terrence Bud Crawford. And shit, let me go ahead and play it. This is what he had to say. I got you, David. Bet. Shout out to Diallo. I see you.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear it?
Live later. So I'm up for this shit today. I woke up and I seen bullshit. J Red, what's happening? This ain't about that. I just gotta talk some shit right now. I just want to talk some shit right now because I get a lot of static and I get all this hate, and Bud gets all this hate about what's going on and why you not. Listen, if you seen my feed, you seen what's happening. Ain't nothing changed. What's up, Rick? Coach, ain't nothing changed. I hear people saying that they fans of Bud, but you look at it from one side. Everything y'all doing is looking at it from one side. How you a fan of Bud, but you don't see from his side. Not you don't look at his side not one bit.
I totally agree with that, y'all. I totally agree with that, which is why I have a motherfucking 8-part series on why Earl Spence has been ducking Terrence Bud Crawford this entire time. Because the dudes, these other dudes on YouTube, man, they don't just, I've never heard them say or take any issue with what Earl Spence has said in the past. Not once. Not fucking once. Y'all drop a comment in the chat and let me know if I'm tripping. But whenever these guys talk about this situation, they only bring up Bud and Bob. They never bring up the bullshit and the antics of an Earl Spence Jr. So that right there alone just shows their biasness. But let's resume.
All the people that's talking all the shit, y'all don't look at Bud's side for one bit. Like I say, you got Al Heyman against him. You got Bob Arum against him. You can't win. Them the two people that make the decisions. Them the two people that make the fight happen. Them the two people that advise and guide these guys. Who? How? How can you beat them when they're against you? You got your own people against you. That's Al Heyman. You got Bob Arum, the white man who always against us. Come on. How you going to win? Then you got your...
Okay, so my rebuttal to that would be, if you know your promoter is against you, because everybody can see that, even the biggest fanboy of Terrence Bud Crawford can see that Bob Arum don't really fuck with Bud like that. We know that. We know how he treats black fighters, right? We know that he had Lomachenko on his fucking pedestal. We know that he was saying that Lomachenko was the best boxer ever. He'll beat Floyd Mayweather. He was better than Muhammad Ali. You know, basically just bigging him up while he still has the best fucking boxer in the world on his stable right next to him. So how can you even bypass Terrence Bud Crawford? But to stick it to the point, because I can just go all day about this topic, right? If you're burning the boxer, who I respect, who I like, I don't have any issue with him. And y'all know I love me some Terrence Bud Crawford, but I'm honest. I'm not a fucking fanboy, right? Because as a black man, when are you going to stand up for yourself? If you're Terrence Crawford, because he just sat up there and said, so this lets me know, this lets y'all know that they have had conversations behind closed doors, whether they're in camp or going to go get something to eat, hell, I don't know, or at each other's house, just kicking it, talking about boxing and business. This just lets me know that Terrence Bud Crawford ain't really rocking with Bob Arum, right? He knows he's against him because he's came out and said disrespectful things about him in the past, as of late, here recently, right? So why not take control of your career? Why not try to bet on yourself? Buy yourself out of your contract, Terrence Crawford, because aren't you and Bernie tired of this same bullshit ass narratives that these other YouTubers and other Terrence Crawford haters say on a day in and day out basis about how Bud ain't fought nobody, how, oh, what he did at 140 don't mean shit, how PBC got all of the best welterweights, he need to come over here. Well, why not go ahead and kill two birds with one stone? Now, I'm not saying you have to go to PBC, because honestly, Al Heyman is going to be more loyal towards an Errol Spence, a Keith Thurman, a Sean Porter, and a Danny Garcia, right? But at the same time, if you were to pull a Mikey Garcia who had this same situation with Bob Arum, right? This is not the only fighter that's had issues with Bob Arum. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, Miguel Cotto. The list goes on and on. These are facts. This is not an opinion. These are facts. So if Bernie knows this, and I damn sure know that Terrence Crawford knows this, because a lot of people think he's dumb. I don't think he's dumb. I don't think he's dumb. I just think he don't like getting in the mix of media bullshit, right? But having said all of that, when are you going to take the bull by the horns and say, fuck it, I'm going to bet on myself? Because we know you got paper. We know you can buy yourself out of your contract. Floyd paid how much to get out of his contract, y'all? Was it like what, 150,000 or 25? I can't remember the exact number. Can somebody please help your boy E-Thriller out and drop that shit in the chat? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. But why not bet on yourself? Why not? But let's resume.
Peers that's against you too. Like he said, you seen Bud, come on. The man was at 140, not even undisputed. And they asked him, who would you fight? Because they asked everybody at the end, who would you fight? He said, well, Pacquiao, because Pacquiao was a huge name. Of course, we're trying to skyrocket to fame, right? We're trying to get a little mainstream. Okay, he said Pacquiao. But he said, if Pacquiao don't fight, then I want to move up. I'll fight Keith Thurman. I'll move up. I'll fight anybody. Them is exact words after the fight with Diaz, I think it was. After the fight with Diaz, it was. Okay? Them was his exact words. I'll fight Pacquiao. If I don't get Pacquiao, I'll move up and fight Thurman. I'll fight anybody. Them is exact words. So when I hear all this stuff about what's going to be, the newest thing is Sean Porter. Okay, Sean Porter was the mandatory. Okay, now let me give you a little history. When you was the mandatory, just like Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis, when Riddick Bowe was the mandatory, when Lennox Lewis was the mandatory, he threw the championship in the trash because if he didn't, they was gonna strip him. Okay, when he was gonna strip him, right? Bud was never threatened to be stripped because of for nothing. Bud was never threatened to be stripped. Else we would have had the fight, right? We would have had the fight. Sean Porter and them didn't want the fight. Sean Porter and them talking about money. Bud didn't say when I fight Pacquiao, I gotta get all this money. When I fight Keith Thurman, how much money they gonna pay me to fight Keith Thurman? You seen in the video what he said. Al Heyman told Spence what he's asking. Spence said, Al said, this is what he said, all in the same sentence. Al said, I'm going to fight Mike Garcia, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. Then he said Pacquiao at the end. You probably didn't hear it if y'all didn't pay attention to the video. There was a lot going on. Then he said Pacquiao.
That's a fact, y'all. That's a fact. Y'all already know that. I've done videos, I don't know how many times, talking about this situation. But let me skim through this shit.
The direct response to him was, so they ain't say nothing about Terrence Crawford. Fuck no, they didn't. Fuck no, they didn't. So at the same time, it's already brewing before the man is really becoming a threat. We're not looking at Terrence Crawford. They got every excuse not to fight Bud. Every excuse not to fight Bud Crawford. Oh, he with them. Oh, he don't got no belt. Oh, he ain't fought no. Well, if he ain't fought nobody, beat a motherfucker that he fought. Ain't nobody stepping up. I get people calling, talking stuff. What he say? Listen, Bud is a 3-division world champion, 2-time lineal. Come on, what are we talking about? The man asked for the fights. Y'all talk about y'all fans of Bud. You cannot be a fan of Bud. You don't see where he's coming from. Bob Arum, how come? How? You supposed to make the fight. That's the promoter's job. To make the fight.
That's a fact, y'all.
What Bud's supposed to do? Get ready and go fight, right? He asked him who he wanted. Who was he thinking? None of them guys.
But that's my point, though. That's my point, y'all. If Bob Arum isn't doing his fucking job, then why are you still there? Why? Ain't you tired of this shit? Like Steel said on Juice, ain't you tired of this shit? What the fuck you want from me? Ain't he tired of this shit, y'all? Because I know I'm tired of it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm so sick of this narrative, this other side of the street bullshit. Oh, he ain't fought nobody shit. Even though we know that ain't true, but these motherfuckers gonna take this bullshit and run with it just to build more barriers on top of another barrier just so they can protect Earl Spence. But in the meantime, these same individuals are not looking at the fact of Keith Thurman and Earl Spence still haven't fought yet. Ladies and gents, Earl Spence has been chasing that man for how many years? And now all of a sudden, Keith Thurman loses that WBA strap to Manny Pacquiao. Now he wants to fight Earl Spence. And guess what Earl Spence said? I don't want to fight him because he didn't want to fight me. So that just goes to show that even if Terrence Crawford goes to PBC, unless he has something in writing, there is no fucking guarantee that he is going to be able to fight fucking Earl Spence. Period. Let me know if I'm tripping, but let me skim through this shit, y'all.
Listen, so it's gonna go on and go on and go on. But again, you know, Bud got people in high places that don't like where he's going. You know how he's getting done.
Okay.
You know,
say that then.
Can break down that wall. You understand? Now, it's almost the same as with Tommy Burns and Jack Johnson. You know, didn't nobody want to fight Jack Johnson.
I ain't trying to hear that. Come on.
When had Jesse Vargas done something? He knocked out Saddam Ali, I don't know, ages ago. Okay. Yes, he did do that. But at the time, what had Jesse Vargas done? I think Timothy Bradley had beat him for the title, right? If I'm not sure. Then where did he go after that? Where did Jesse Vargas go after that? Okay, so Mikey, where did he go? Ain't false sense. What he gonna do? Living off his name, living off his fake reputation. Come on. Max Kellerman said he's a great boxer. When was Mikey a great boxer? Tell me. When was Mikey a great boxer? What great boxing move did he do? If you watch Mikey Garcia, every time they say, he's going to say he got good timing. They don't say his boxing skills. He got good timing. He got good power for a small guy. Come on. All this jock right, the big right, like I say. Y'all ain't even appreciate everybody.
Let me skim through this, y'all.
Listen, I had to go. I had to give him the shot. It's a fight with you. That's why he came to the fight. That's why he came.
Oh, okay, yeah. We need to hear this shit.
His credit. Okay, you're right.
Let's hear this shit, y'all.
I guess it's easier to make those fights. Okay, it's easier to make those fights. So in that part, I'm gonna give you credit. But when a man come bothering you, wait. Like I said, the man said we can't take no pictures together. We can't take pictures together. You can't take a picture with me. What else did he say? Man, come on. What else did he say? I mean, so much gay ass shit. Why did he come to my fight? Now, Spence said that. Why did he come to my fight? Because he a fan? Because he looking to maybe make a fight with you? That's why he came to the fight? That's why he came to your fight? Now, again, what you was stated, because I didn't make it to that fight, when he was at 140 and he wasn't a threat to nobody, everybody loved Bud Crawford.
That's a good point, y'all, because think about this. Whenever Manny Pacquiao showed up to the Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia fight, right? Earl Spence went out of his way to make sure Manny got in the ring and to challenge him. So where was that same energy for Terrence Bud Crawford? I'll wait. I'll fucking wait. I swear, man, hey, this shit is a fucking layup for your boy E-Thriller, man. I mean, this shit is too easy. I just thought about that, y'all. Let me know if I'm tripping. Drop us something in the chat. Let's fellowship about this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But whenever Manny Pacquiao was at his fight at AT&T Stadium, right, he didn't have no problem with bringing Manny in the ring and challenging him to a fight. But whenever Terrence Crawford showed up, he had security guards, motherfuckers making threats, talking about, oh, well, I don't know why he here. I'm about to go buy some more chicken, some cows, some hens and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Just not sounding like a boxer. Like, shut that weak ass shit up. I ain't trying to hear it. What did Marshawn Lynch say, y'all? You know why I'm here. You know why I'm here. That's what Bud was saying. Nigga, you know why I am here. So let's quit procrastinating. Let's stop playing these fucking ass silly games. Let's quit talking about cows and chickens and shit and animals. Let's talk about boxing. So that's a fact. Where was that same talk with Manny Pacquiao? I digress.
Spence a fan, Thurman a fan. All these guys are fans of Bud Crawford till he fight 47. Now, Errol Spence came to the fight when he knocked out Delorme because he was a fan, right? He was watching boxing, right? He even went to the hotel where they was at and talked with Red, but then Bud wasn't a threat. Red wasn't on the other team then, so it was okay. But once it became okay, we can't take pictures together. He ain't on the other side of the street. And this is y'all champion. This is y'all champion. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all keep bothering me, keep saying all this gay ass shit. Excuse my language, because I'm a God-fearing fella, and I got people watching me.
Nah, fuck that, Bernie. Pop your shit, man. Pop your shit.
But at the same time,
fuck that.
Come on, man.
You talking boxing.
Like I said, when you got the powers that be against you, there's no way when they want to destroy you, what can you do? There's no, they got it out for you. There's no way when they have it out for you, they ain't gonna make it. It's like the police. They plant evidence on you. They keep bothering you. They keep harassing you because they have it out for you. Okay,
let me skim through this shit, y'all. Let me skim through it.
I forget what it was. So they don't let me on the show. Derek James want to get off the show. He want to get off the show.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Like I said, I hate to use curse, but come on. Them niggas ain't had no street fight. They going to get a gun. Fist. Go on. Beat it. You know why? Designer Drop, you know why Bud ain't got to fight? Because that white man don't want to give him no fight. Now, I'm going to say it one more time, because that white man don't want to give him no fight. Now, listen, anything you knew, what goes in this house stays in the house, right? That's the rule. That's the motto, right? What goes in the house stays in the house, right? God damn, you know that white man, trickery devil motherfucker, he ain't got no loyalty, like he just showed it. Else he'd have kept that in-house. He'd have talked to Bud about that personal, okay? He talked about that personal, in-depth conversation. We got to have a big meeting. Bud, I need you to do these interviews. Bud, I need to, come on. Not out loud in the pub, come on.
I agree with him on that, y'all. I feel like Bob Arum showed a lack of professionalism when it came to saying, how frustrated he was. I could have bought a mansion in Beverly Hills. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he was just very disrespectful. But again, Bernie, he just said it again, y'all. I hope you're listening. If y'all know Bob Arum is against you, then why the fuck are y'all still there? Why? I mean, I can't defend this because I know a nigga like me, I'm not going nowhere where I am not wanted. You understand what I'm saying? I got too much pride. Maybe, hey, you can call it stubborn, whatever the case may be. I'm a man with nuts in between my legs. I ain't about to be kissing his ass or staying quiet just because he want to act like a fucking idiot, just because he in his feelings that we in a pandemic. That ain't Terrence Crawford's fault. So why won't Terrence Crawford try to either, if you don't want to use your money, then try to reach out to somebody that'll buy you out of your contract, bro? I mean, because at this point, this shit is just getting pathetic because your man who you allow to speak for you is basically coming out and saying what we've already know. So if we know it and he know it, we damn sure know that you know it, then why not bet on yourself? Double down and buy yourself out. Because if we keeping it a buck, Terrence Bud Crawford, I'm going to say this, y'all, and then I'm going to address y'all in the chat. But if I'm keeping it a buck, if I'm going to hold Errol Spence to a certain standard, if I'm going to still hold Errol Spence to his words, because we know he said a lot of contradictory bullshit every single time you get in front of a camera, then we got to do the same for Terrence Bud Crawford. Because the last time I checked, y'all, this man told Sean Porter, and I quote, if this fight falls through with Manny Pacquiao, you on standby. We can make the fight happen. Okay, but you said, hey, the Manny Pacquiao fight, we all know the shit is down the drain. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna ever happen. Pacquiao don't want to get his ass kicked. We get it. Okay, just go away, Manny. Just go just go over there. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of talking about Manny Pacquiao. Thank God I ain't heard nothing else about him. God bless him, but get out of the sport. Go do exhibitions. Go the Mayweather route. That's what you want to do. Just go. But anyway, I digress on that point. I just get emotional when I talk about this shit because I want to see the best go up against the best. But Terrence Crawford, the Manny Pacquiao fight ain't happening, bro. The Earl Spencer fight ain't happening, bro. So you ain't got no other big fights lined up. Keith Thurman, hell, everybody keeps saying he just got married. He having a baby. He ain't about to fight. He ain't about to fight. So if you ain't gonna fight them, then why not go ahead and live up to the words that you spoke and dust Sean Porter off? Because not only do you have to yourself looking bad, you making me look bad because I was defending you like, man, Bud ain't ducking this dude. Bud want to fight him now. We all know. Hear me out, Terrence Crawford fans. Before y'all get emotional, hear me out. We all know Sean Porter didn't hold up his end of the bargain. Sean Porter didn't do what Terrence Crawford told him to do by activating his mandatory. We know that. We know Sean Porter is capping. But my point is, Terrence Crawford did say, if this fight fall through, then me and you can run it. So what the fuck is the problem? And if it's Bob, because we know Terrence Crawford ain't scared of Sean Porter. I believe deep down in my heart, he's not scared of Sean Porter. Sean Porter ain't scared of Bud. But we all know Bob Arum don't want to fucking pay Sean Porter more than what Sean Porter wants. Sean Porter wants what, an excess of what, $3 to $4, $5 million? Hell, I don't know. I've done videos. I don't know how many videos I've done on this topic. But Sean Porter's biggest payday is what, 2 million, 2.5, right? But he wants to break the bank during a pandemic with no crowds, no live gates. Well, now you can go to Texas, I guess, so I need to correct myself, but you get what I'm saying. He's trying to break the bank with a guy that y'all claim can't sell pay-per-views. Can somebody make that make sense? Can somebody make that make sense? But excluding all of that bullshit, because we know Sean Porter is one of the biggest cappers out here. Terrence Crawford, you letting me down, my man. You making me look like an ass out here. Now I got to answer the motherfuckers coming on my page talking shit about you. Why you won't fight Sean Porter? He said he was going to fight Sean Porter next if the Manny Pacquiao fight fell through. I got to deal with motherfuckers at work just hassling me every other fucking day about you not fighting Sean Porter. Because I've been on record of saying you going to send Sean Porter to sleep experts. So if you can't force Bob Arum's hand to make this fucking fight happen, then you need to get rid of Bob. You need to go. Go. Just leave. It's okay. Try. Get out of your comfort zone. Fuck. I'm sick of this passive aggressive shit. You either want these fights or you don't, because right now it's looking like you don't want them. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a fan, but I'm not a fanboy. I'm gonna tell the goddamn truth. Let me take my glasses off. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of going back and forth, talking to my best friends and shit. They shitting on you. Everybody shitting on you on YouTube, saying you ain't fought nobody. Oh, it's Bob Arum fault. You know Bob Arum is a problem because Bernie is saying he's a problem. So if we know it and he know it, we know you know it. So do something about it. Now. Don't wait. I ain't trying to wait to see you come back in September and fight a tomato can. No. I want to see you fight Sean Porter. I want you to prove me right. God damn it. Let me get back to the chat. What fuck my glasses in? I can't see shit. All right, hold on, y'all. Got me sweating this shit. All this shit because of you, bud. God damn it. Got me out here looking like a goddamn fool. Because you saying you gonna fight Sean Porter next, but now you ain't fighting him because of Bob Arum cheap ass don't want to pay. Sick of this shit. Diallo Hugi, he said dudes on YouTube supported the other side of the street narrative when it comes to Spence, and now they're making up stories trying to put Porter on the same side of the street by saying Bud is ducking. That is a fact. Listen, man, we know what these other dudes do. I ain't gonna name no names because I ain't trying to come off as like I'm hating. I just don't agree with what they say. You understand what I'm saying? I support them. I ain't gonna hate on them. You know, they do what they do, and I'm gonna do what the fuck I do over here. You understand what I'm saying? And I appreciate real motherfuckers like y'all for rocking with me. He said, I think Floyd paid $750K. Okay. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. Why not, bud? Why not? I'm pretty sure, hell, it might even be less than that, Diallo. It might even be less of that because his deal is up in October, right? Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this fan on. Shit got me pissed off. I want to see the goddamn Sean Porter fight. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see it. At first, I didn't want to see it, but now I do. Because I want to be proven right. You understand what I'm saying? And I want these motherfuckers to get off my case. Every other day, somebody talking to me about Sean Porter versus Bud. I got to answer this shit. I don't know what I'm going to say. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sick of living like this. I'm sick of it. Crazy, bro. Shout out to you, man. He said Crawford should have got in the ring like Danny Garcia. He couldn't. Go back and watch the video. He couldn't. Everybody know that. In my opinion. Okay. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. But we all know Spence had motherfuckers on Bud ass and he couldn't get in the ring. He couldn't go to the press conference. He couldn't do none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. David says Steven Nelson told a YouTuber I watched that they didn't let Crawford get in the ring for Spence. Facts. Okay, y'all just going back and forth. Okay. If you say so, it goes both ways. Spence and Crawford are both guilty of not fighting each other, in my opinion. Okay. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Bud can't force a guy who has 1,000 excuses avoiding you to fight. I agree with that. But what Bud can do is get rid of Bob Arum. That's what the fuck he can do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, man, if he resigns with Top Rank, I'm done with him. I'm done with him. I'm done. I don't want to talk about him no more. If he resigns with Top Rank and let these narratives continue to be pushed by these idiots on YouTube and all these fans and motherfuckers I work with, I'm done with Bud, man. I'm not going to hate on him. I'm just not going to talk about him no more. I'm done. But Crawford's still with him, Bernie. Okay. That's a good point. Same shit I'm saying. Okay. Y'all just going back and forth. David said, I mean, if we using Bob excuse, oh, okay, y'all just going back and forth. My bad. I'm gonna let y'all do that in the chat. Y'all get it in, man. Y'all get it in. I like this banner, and I like how y'all keep it respectful. I like this shit. It's like a family fellowshipping type of environment. I like that. Ain't no name calling, none of that shit. I like it. I love it, y'all. Keep it going. Shout out to my boy Samuel. He said Crawford is a dumb businessman. Yeah, man. It's he really not looking too good out here, man, especially after Bernie did this interview, because he's basically confirming what all these motherfucking Terrence Crawford haters have been saying for what, the past year or so. You need to get rid of Bob, man. You need to get rid of him. I agree with them on that. He got to go. He gotta go. Okay, y'all talking, y'all still going back and forth. He said he should go to 154. I don't think he's going to 154, bro, because if he was, he would have been done it already. I don't think Bud is going to 154. I don't, y'all. I don't think he's going to 154. That's my personal opinion. I hope I'm wrong, because I wouldn't mind seeing him move up, but I don't know. Much love, you gotta go, brother. Okay, appreciate it, man. Be safe. Catch you next time. Okay. Samuel said Crawford is too passive. Facts. I don't like it. Too much confusing in boxing. That's a fact. Shout out to Brian Mackey. Why buy out your contract and give Bob money back when Crawford contract is up in 5 months? That's a hell of a point. I ain't gonna argue with you on that. But at the same time, he's wasting time. Time is money. You know, he can earn that, that 750 maybe. I don't know how much it's going to cost to buy him out his contract. He can earn that back by getting big fights. The fights that he can't get right now, he'll earn that money back, bro. Brian, don't you think so? But I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's a catch-22. Shit, like, goddamn, do something. Do something. PBC a bunch of cowards, and the zone be on pussy shit too, and Top Rank's greedy. So what do you suggest Bud do, bro? Do you think he should just be a free agent at this point? Because I know I've said on past videos that maybe he should go to Mayweather Promotions, and I know I'm probably the only motherfucker that's ever said that on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? But after hearing Bernie say that Floyd and Al are working against him, then hey, why would he even go over there? Why? You know? Boxing needs an ethical overseer. Facts. I don't know if you know this, but I made a video a while back saying why boxing needs somebody like a Dana White, somebody that can come in and clean up the sports, give us the fights we want to see. Now, we know Dana White, we heard rumors of him fucking fighters and shit like that out of money. But outside of that, at least he give the fans, which is the most important thing, at least he gives the fans the fights that they want to see. Carlos Williams, what's good, Eve? What's up, my boy? I appreciate you for tuning in, tapping in with your boy E Thriller, man. Much love. Let me get some water, y'all. Davy John said, if I'm not mistaken, Bud gets $1 million for when he don't get a big fight. That is a fact. But at the same time, Davy John, like, bro, you a fan of Bud just like I am. Aren't you tired of hearing this bullshit, bro? Because to me, I know he came out. I know Bernie said something about a hit list of Bud's next 3 fights. He alluded to him fighting a Ramirez if he were to beat Taylor. He said Mikey Garcia and Virgil Ortiz. Now, honestly, none of those fights knock my socks off. None of them knock my socks off. I'm okay with the Virgil Ortiz fight. Hell, maybe even the Ramirez fight, I guess. You know, if you're looking at it from a financial perspective, he's going to make a lot of money fighting a Mexican or a Hispanic fighter, right? But let's be honest, those are not the fights we want to see. Those ain't the fights we want to see, bro. Like, who are we fooling? We don't want to see that. We want to see Terrence Crawford whoop up on Errol Spence. That's what the fuck I want to see. Let me get back to this chat. If Crawford went to PBC, he's still not going to get the fight with these guys. They don't want to fight him, period. That's a good point. I made that point earlier, bro, about Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. They've been on the same banner for how long? They ain't fighting. Last time I checked, David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo are with Al Heyman, and they ain't fighting. So it's a lot of motherfuckers over there on that side of the street, you know, that's claimed that they eating good and doing that, this, and that, and the third with these stellar resumes, but they ain't fighting each other. Who the fuck are they fighting? They ain't fighting each other. You know, good point. Spence knows his strength won't be enough to beat Bud in a 12-round boxing match. Good point. We'll have to see. I mean, I would love to see it. You know, can we get the fucking fight so we can see? Bud versus Spence, Bud versus Charlo. I love both of those fights, bro. I'm not opposed to either one of those fights. If Bud wants to make those fights happen, God damn it, sign them up, line them up, and let's see if he can knock them down. Let me get back to this interview, y'all.
Your mama will kill you, go out there and tell them what's going on in this house, right? Okay. So look, if you got that going on against you, who? And you know how much people do, they dick riders, right? It's like the people in the barbershop, they all dick riders. They all go along with the majority. So they can't wait. If Bob Arum is against you, well, we gonna turn on you too. We ain't gonna stand up and be with you. We ain't gonna fight for you. We gonna go against you too. It's easy to go that way. Well, your people said that. Okay? He not my people, dog. He seen a check in me. He seen something in me. It's a business. Them motherfucker don't love me. Bob Arum don't love Bud. He don't love me. They already had the whole setup. You seen Cameron Dunn. Keep the black fighters away. What's the point of signing black fighters? You want to keep them away? Come on. Mayweather's had to get away from them. Come on. Listen, man. Listen. Moni the writer. Yeah. He with that white man. Of course. Until the time. You with that white man too, motherfucker. A white man sign your checks, nigga. A white man sign your checks too, motherfucker. Now, show up, not miss too many days, motherfucker. Where you gonna be at? On the pole line? Where you going? When you go to the bank, he tell your ass, you ain't got enough. Your credit ain't good enough. So go on. Yeah.
Damn, Bernie going in, ain't he?
It's true. And the other man that run boxing, Al Heyman, want to keep Bud down too. So listen, we get it from both. And listen, house niggas and devil white men. And it always been our downfall. It's always going to be like that. It's always going to be like that. That's what it is. The white man can't wait. The nigga can't wait to new. When they wanted to do the slave, when they wanted to keep on keeping on. Heard fight Luis Aries on the Mayweather undercard. We got Kenny Sims fight. I just felt like talking that shit, man. I felt like talking.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for that, y'all. Y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know. As a matter of fact, I am going to drop the link in the chat. If y'all want to come on and speak your piece, I am not opposed to that. Y'all don't have to agree with everything I say, nor do I have to agree with y'all. We can just keep it respectful, agree to disagree. Come on and pop y'all shit. I am not opposed to that at all. Let me get back to this chat though. Brian Mackey says Porter said he would be ready in May when Crawford was negotiating with Pac. And once it fell through, he said he moving on and Al Heyman would let him fight. That's not Crawford's fault. That's a fact. I reported on that, bro. I did multiple videos on Sean Porter capping. But at the end of the day, Terrence Bud Crawford said it out of his own mouth because I hold Errol Spence. Matter of fact, I hold everybody to this same standard. I'm going to hold you to your fucking words. If you say something, you better mean it. So if I'm going to be harsh and critical when it comes to Errol Spence, then I got to do the same goddamn thing when it comes to Terrence Bud Crawford. Because he said if that fight fell through, you on standby, right? And we gonna run it and make it happen. So he need to force Bob Arum's hand to make that fucking fight happen. And the last thing I want to see is Bud re-sign with Top Rank. That's the last thing I want to hear or see, y'all. Because it sounded like to me, if he's doing that 3-fight plan with Ramirez, who is a top ranked fighter, I believe, and Virgil Ortiz, I believe he's with Golden Boy, and Mikey is I don't think that fight gonna happen because Mikey said he'll never do business with Bob. So I just think he was blowing smoke up people's ass with that shit. But let me get back to the chat. Don't want to end up like Triple G with little big fights in his career. That's a good point. Because Triple G only got that Canelo fight. Those 2 Canelo fights. Okay, y'all just going back and forth. Okay. Y'all get it in. Get it in. I like it. Get it in. Euro Thomas, what up, boy? Where you been at, man? I appreciate you. He said, if Bud resides with Top Rank, I'm so done. Facts. I agree. Okay, and David Isaiah said Andrade is calling out Triple G and Charlo. If Triple G doesn't accept the fight, then if he's a duck like Canelo. I got somebody trying to come on with me. Brian Mackey, you're live on the chat with E-Thriller. Talk to me, my man. How you feeling?
How you doing, E-Thriller? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well, kind sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. I've been watching your show. You do really good work, man. I wanted to tell you that first, and you keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to talk on this this Porter Crawford thing. My thing is that I know what you said in reference to Crawford, going by what he said. Now, the only thing I got against that, not against it, but the only thing I disagree with a little bit is that, like I said in the chat, once he started negotiating with Pac, and Porter said, "Look, I'll be ready in May." Once that negotiation did fall through, it's funny how Porter all of a sudden said he had to move on and go on. So how can Crawford negotiate a fight with him when you already said, hey, you know what, I'm moving on? That just happened. It just happened. It wasn't like that was 7 months ago or 4 months ago or 3 months ago. Soon as it fell through, it seemed like the next week Porter was on his video, on his podcast, talking about, hey, I got to move on. I got to talk to my peoples. My peoples tell me this. My people tell me that. So how can Crawford even negotiate with him for a fight? That's my whole point. How can he even negotiate for him if he went ahead and just went through and said, oh, I can't fight? Al Heyman tell me I can't fight. My daddy said I can't fight. I'm losing money and all this other nonsense. Man, look, when it comes to Crawford, all of them sit around and it's always an excuse. It don't matter what it is. Every PBC fighter say the same thing. All this money talk, sides of the street, everything. What can for you? I'm gonna keep moving. That's why he talking about fighting Ortiz and Garcia and all the rest of them and Ramirez, because he's done with it. As a man, I would be done with it too. I'm a grown man just like you. You don't want to fight, I'm gonna keep it moving.
I have zero comebacks for that, sir. You're absolutely correct.
You know,
I've said that on multiple occasions too. You're correct. I'm just tired of the whole Bob Arum shit. I just want him to cut ties with him.
But see, I think that's what they're gonna do because it was another thing with Bomac. Bomac said something in an interview not too long ago last month. He kind of let a little bit out the bag, but he didn't really say it. It was like on low key. Like, oh, okay, we'll just wait till November and then we'll do our options. And now Bernie coming out real hard. So I think inside they know when October comes, they're not fucking with Bob no more. I wouldn't either. I don't like Bob Nair. I don't like Bob Nair, neither. I don't like Al Heyman, Bob Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, none of the promoters, because all they do is hold up boxing. They just holding up boxing. That's all they doing, holding up boxing. Everything is money. And I hate to say this, because I'm from the old school. I like back in the day. I hate to say this, but man, I miss Don King. And I thought I'd never say that. At least Don King would give you the fights. Now he might fuck the fighters over, but we did see the fights. I will say that. Hey, Thriller. I think I lost you. Thriller.
Yeah, man, my bad, y'all. I apologize. StreamYard kicked me out for some reason. I didn't catch your last point, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. Say what you were saying again. My fault.
No, I was just saying that I'm a little bit I'm from the old school. I go way back in the day as far as this boxing. I'm a boxing fan. But the sad part about it is I was saying is that I kind of miss Don King, and I hate to say that because we would see all the fights when he was in charge. He might fucked over the fighters, but we would see the fights. I'm not a fan of all this promotion that's across the street, this type of stuff. I'm not used to it. I'm not. It's not my era. I'm with the fights. Best fight the best. Simple as that.
Right.
You come walk up on me. Look, we're gonna fight. I want to fight you. We fight. I fight you. You fight him. The best fight the best. I'm not used to this. This right here. This is not boxing. I don't know what this is right now. The state of boxing today is terrible. I'm not used to it. I don't understand it. You got fanboys out here. Everybody want to be a fan. Who in the world was? Look, I like Crawford, and I like a lot of other fighters. But let me tell you something. If my favorite fighter, had another guy he want to fight, and he wasn't fighting him, I'm gonna be like, man, what are you talking about? You ain't fighting him, man. Fight. I'm not talking about he on the side of the street and he need to take a pay cut and he need to get 60-40s and 70-30s.
Yeah.
And you ain't fought nobody. Man, I'd be on my fighter's ass like, look, man, you better fight this dude. This is what we do. No,
I agree.
No. I don't understand it, man. Can you make me understand? Because I don't understand.
Nah, I mean, hey, man, I'm in the same boat as you, Mr. Brian Mackey, and somebody in the chat want to know where you're from, my good brother.
I'm from the DMV.
The DMV, okay. So you got there, Brian Bowden. Shout out to you in the chat, bro. But yeah, I don't understand it, man. I mean, I've been on a rampage for I don't know how many months talking about why this fight ain't being made. Of course, I'm blaming Earl Spence for the majority of it. But yeah, man, the state of boxing is terrible. And then this is the thing. Y'all want to criticize these YouTubers for coming in and stealing a bag from y'all, but y'all motherfuckers ain't doing nothing to make the fights we want to see. You see what I'm saying? Like
That's
it's
true.
like y'all being hypocrites now. Like either give us the fights we want to see, or we gonna go watch the Logan Pauls and the Jake Pauls and all these other circus and fiascos that's going on with Triller and Snoop Dogg.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel you, and I hated to go like that because exhibitions that ain't no real boxing to me. That's just a money grab. So
Right.
that's sad when you got to go down that road right there. I don't understand it at all. From all the way back in the day, from B Hop, Oscar De La Hoya's, Sugar Ray Leonard's. I mean, Roberto the Brand, the Four Kings.
Preach.
I mean, Ali. Larry Holmes. I mean, these guys ain't even on Maurice Blocker, Simon Brown level. I mean, they not even going old school right here. I mean, you fight the fight, man, because it was all about legacy. Now it's all about money. But they don't understand. To get the money, sometimes you got to have a legacy fight to get the money.
Exactly.
None of these guys fight each other. So how can you build a brand if you don't have the signature fight?
Exactly.
Man, you talking about Earl Spence having a signature fight with Danny Garcia and Sean Porter?
No, yeah. It's supposed to be Sean Porter, is what they say. When did Sean Porter turn into Sugar Ray Robinson?
That's what I'm trying to say. He fought him. He already lost twice. But, so it's not like he took his own. And Danny Garcia.
Hey, Mr. Brian, let me bring somebody else on with us, man. Bo, you live, man. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. How you doing?
Okay.
Man?
I'm doing good, man. Nah, I was letting the old boy cook, man. He's spitting some facts, man.
Oh, yeah, he definitely dropping gems.
Yeah, man. These dudes, man, I don't know what it is, man. I think it seemed like the PPC, man, I don't know if they listen to certain YouTubers and they just fall with this narrative. I don't know if these YouTubers are getting paid by the PBC to create these narratives. But the fact of the matter is, these dudes are not even trying to fight Crawford. Now, they say Crawford can't sell, but yet they want career paydays against this guy. And I never understood that at all.
I don't get it. I do not get it.
Right. That's because they
can't
scared.
have it both ways.
Yeah. They scared. I'm sorry to cut you off, my brother.
No, you got it, Brian. Go ahead. Got it.
No, I was saying, to answer my brother's question right there is that it's too big of a risk. See, that the PBC side, they want to take the biggest fight they can for the money without any risk. Crawford's the biggest risk. That's why Earl Spence want to say, I'll fight you last after it's all over, because they know he's a risk. Because if you go in there and fight him and then you lose, then you lose everything. Leverage, power, your belts. He's too big of a risk. That's how they do on all of them. You name me the only PBC fighter has crossed the pond and fought anybody on the other side of the street of significance other than Deontay Wilder having that one fight with Tyson Fury.
That's a hell of a point.
The only one that ever happened was Mayweather-Pacquiao, because Pacquiao was still with Bob Arum then. And that was a mega fight. So that don't even count, because that was a huge $400 or $500 million fight. You get what I mean?
That fight took how many years to make? Young billionaire? 7 years to make it?
7 years. Yeah. 6-7 years too late. But Bud been in, like my man saying, Bud been in the welterweight division for 3 years already now. June makes 3 years he's been a welterweight.
No question.
So And like you said, I want to go into your point about Porter, and people forget that Porter got 2 losses on record, and a lot of people thought he lost to Ugas.
Oh,
I'm one of them.
He definitely lost that one.
A lot of people think he should have had a 3rd loss before he fought Errol, and he was a 4-1, 5-1 underdog, and the betting odds up into that fight. But all of a sudden, now he's Aaron Pryor. Now he's, Ray Leonard or something. Now he's Tommy Hearns of the division. He's a fear. He's Marvin Hagler now. Now Errol fought him. He put up a good fight against Errol, and everybody's building up Porter to be Bud's kryptonite. So
exactly. Just because he exposed Earl Spence for being something that y'all thought he was, you understand what I'm saying? Now they want to, let's see how he does against Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, they're using him as a measuring stick, basically.
Yeah. He's more of a pawn.
And to go back to what y'all was saying about how everybody wants more money, well, did you know, Ugas beat Bud in the amateurs, right? So when Ugas was the WBO, Ugas was in the WBO before he fought Abel Ramos. He decided to turn down a Bud fight to fight Abel Ramos for a regular belt. And it just so happened that belt turned into the super belt once they stripped Manny Pacquiao. But he had a chance to fight Bud as his mandatory. So it's not just Sean Porter didn't exercise his mandatory. Danny Garcia turned down, like you said, a big payday. Keith Thurman wants $10 million. Pacquiao wants $40 million. Ugas was in mandatory position and rather fought Abel Ramos for a regular belt than fighting for a real world title. Off of somebody you already beat as an amateur. So why does nobody take that fade with Bud?
Because that's part of the plan, my brother.
Yep.
That's part of the plan. That's part of the Al Heyman plan and the PBC plan. That was all staged right there. They knew that they wasn't going to do it. Every time Thurman was number one, Danny Garcia was number one WBO, Porter was number one WBO, Ugas was over there. Now, all of them went over there to the WBC and sit there and took that ranking over there because that's part of the plan. The plan is to blackball Bud and not have Bud in the picture at all. None of them guys are fighting them. None of them. Thurman wants $10 million. Danny didn't even send the contract over. You know, they don't want to fight. Right. They don't want to fight Bud. They don't want to fight Bud.
That's how I look at it, man. It's like certain fighters, they're trying to blackball. Like, they're trying to blackball Bud, and I feel as though people trying to blackball Andre. You know what I'm saying? They use the same tactics. They be like, oh, well, he ain't fighting nobody. You know.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, they have no problems fighting the Ocampos and the Rocky Fieldings and, you know, things like that. Yeah,
no question.
Yeah.
Yes, all of them. Formellas and
yeah, that make me kind of look at Eddie Hearn a certain way because Demetrius Andrade was with you before Canelo, correct?
Exactly.
So why wouldn't he be able to get that fight? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man.
And Triple G in his division, why he can't get that fight?
That's another one.
You know, I can hear the Canelo excuse. Oh, you up to 168? Why he couldn't get the Triple G fight? Who Triple G fighting? I mean, dude, just holding on to a belt. You get what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And he was with, like you said, Boo Boo was with the zone before all three of them. Right. And you know, the Billy Joe Saunders fight, he was supposed to get that. And Billy Joe ended up getting Canelo before him. And Billy Joe messed up the Andre fight by testing positive, and he got a Canelo fight before Andre.
Crazy. Let me ask y'all this. When they talk about this heavy lifting that Errol Spence has done in the welterweight division, do you guys realize Errol Spence has been in the welterweight division since 2012?
His whole career?
It's 2021, y'all, and he only has 2 straps. So again, I pose the question to y'all because maybe I'm tripping. School me because I'm not one of the motherfuckers that think I know everything. I don't know everything about boxing. I just try to utilize common sense. Tell me what heavy lifting has he really done? And he only got 2 straps.
Oh, you mean picking up Keith Thurman's leftovers? You mean carrying Keith Thurman's old belt? Because all he did was do what Keith Thurman did. All he did was do what Keith Thurman did in a longer time. It took him longer to do what Keith Thurman did. Keith Thurman did the same thing.
Good point.
Can I
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, man. I just wanted, if y'all ever noticed this, man, when you talked about the heavy lifting, E-Thriller, let me say something. Do you actually know that once Errol Spence got his very first belt, that Terrence Crawford became undisputed 3 months later?
Yes, I remember
3 months later, Terrence Crawford became undisputed. So by the time that he Errol Spence fought his next fight, not the Ocampo. No, after Kell Brook. After Kell Brook, he fought Lamont Peterson. When he fought Lamont Peterson, Crawford got the welterweight title the next month. So there's no heavy lifting right there. Errol Spence only got 5 defenses, and Terrence Crawford got 4, and that's just in the welterweight division.
Mm.
Danny
Right.
Garcia has not beaten anybody at 147 that's worth a damn. But they say Terrence Crawford ain't beat nobody.
Man, don't
Who
even
in the
Right.
world
started on Danny
is Danny
Garcia.
Garcia fan? And Sean Porter, I like him as far as a fighter, but let me tell you something. The only person he beat that's worth a name at 147 was Danny Garcia, who ain't beat nobody.
Right.
So how is
And
it that he doing this heavy damn lifting? Because they give Ugas more credit, and he lost 4 damn fights already.
Exactly.
So, well, who did he prove anything? There's no heavy
And they got,
lifting.
right. And they was fighting for a belt that Keith Thurman didn't lose.
Vacated.
Right.
Fact.
He
Vacated.
that WBC without ever losing it. The only belt Keith Thurman lost was the WBA to Pacquiao that they gave to Ugas.
Absolutely. You know,
None of these guys lost. None of these guys lost, but Ugas is elevated now, so it's just like you said, man. It's a stepping stone for Errol Spence, man. PBC is just lining up all their set pieces to make Errol this big star. And he's 31 years old, been at the same weight he started at 154. He really sucking himself down to 147. Dude turned pro at 154.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Absolutely. Man, it's terrible, man. It's a terrible game what they do on the Bud. I'm sorry. I know y'all say Bud may have made some mistakes down the way and this, that, and the other. But if you say, well, why re-sign with Top Rank? But you tell me as a person, if you started at 135, you became champion, go to 140, become champion, and then undisputed champion, then you go to 147 and become welterweight champion. Why wouldn't you resign?
That's a
Why
good
wouldn't
point.
you resign? You can't say, well, if you'd have knew what was going to happen, then you would have said you would have not resigned. But why wouldn't you resign? I'm going to give me a $4 million a month. $40 a fight. Yeah, I'm going to resign.
Yep.
Yeah, they paying them the money. And my thing is that it doesn't matter where, what company Bud is with. If them guys, they're not going to fight him regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's like what Timothy Bradley said. He said, even if Bud went to the PBC, he still don't see that fight happening because them dudes, they just trying to make themselves, get the most money they can before they actually take a chance against a real fighter.
Yep.
True.
You say that. That's a fact.
True facts.
That might be true because Porter only fought Ugas because he was his mandatory, and Errol just was only fighting Ugas because he said, "You got something I want."
Exactly.
But Bud did too.
But Bud, mind you, Bud been having the strap for how many years? Bud didn't have nothing on Errol. And this is something, I think I said this on my last video. Why do we have to wait until you go get a third belt? Why not go ahead and run it? Because Canelo and Triple G, that fight wasn't for undisputed. That was for 3 belts, right? So why does this particular fight have to be for undisputed?
Yeah, wasn't Spence on ESPN one time talking about as soon as Crawford get the belt, they're gonna make the fight happen? And that was 3 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But Stephen A, as soon as he said, I want you with Terrence Crawford. And he was like, oh, that can happen. That can happen soon. As soon as he get a belt. That's what he said.
Speaking of Stephen A, I want to get y'all guys' opinion because I talked about this earlier in the show. How do y'all feel about him telling Deontay Wilder to take step-aside money?
Man, look. I don't know, man. Stephen A, man, need to stay out of boxing. He don't know shit about boxing.
I mean, me personally, I would like to see, a different. I like to see Anthony Joshua and Fury get it out the way, or at least, or even Wilder or Anthony Joshua get it to it, because it seemed like them two fighters, they trying to ice out Anthony Joshua. That's what I don't even understand.
That's true. But I would say on a financial aspect, to answer your question,
yes, sir.
Stephen A might be right if Deontay Wilder took the money. Because if he got $20 million right now and he got the guarantees to get a second fight on top of that with the winner, then he get paid twice. But as a fight fan, I just want to see them fight.
Right.
On the business side, I can say, yeah, go ahead, give me the $20 million. And the winner, all right, I'm gonna give me an extra 20, 30, 40, whatever. million they're gonna get because it's gonna be a big fight afterwards. But I don't know if Stephen A was speaking on them terms. Deontay Wilder want the fight. I get it. Me personally, I want to see the fight because another thing is I'm tired of all the people talking the bullshit about this, that, and the other. Let's just go ahead and see the fight. If he win, good. Let's go on moving on. If he lose, then shut the hell up, man, and let's go ahead and get undisputed. I mean, all this about glove gates and all that and this, that, and the other, he lost. My thing is, if the man was cheating and you say he cheating, then why you ain't sue the man? I mean, sue the man straight up for damages.
I said that too.
What you sitting around here talking about he cheated? See, I ain't like that shit about Deontay Wilder and all that. I was rooting for him, but after the fight, you talk about my suit, man, was too heavy. They spiked my water. Mark Breland was sitting over here. I'm going for the black, but I'm like, hold up, dog. You got a white manager and you got a white trainer, but you're going to fire the black man that saved your damn life. Exactly. If he was cheating and Mark Breland threw the towel, then guess what? He saved your damn life, man. So you fired him and kept JD's because you said he didn't go against my will.
Right.
What the hell is that? Your will? The man was cheating.
He looking for a yes man.
Yeah, exactly. You looking for a yes man. So, I'm just like, go ahead, let him fight. If you win, that's great. We can go get undisputed. If you lose, that's great. Then we can go get undisputed. One way or the other, I'm just wanting to go ahead and get that thing over with so some of these channels can stop, spitting this narrative that they always spit when it comes to some of these guys over there on the PBC.
That's my thing, man. Honestly, I just don't see how them dudes get away with talking about so much bullshit. Like, I don't get it. It's like some soap opera type shit.
It's a cult over there, man. It's a cult. It's like they like the Mormons of the of the internet, man, or YouTube. They just got their own cult and they just do what they do, man. Like they could tell them anything. It's they the Miss Cleos. Whatever they say goes.
man, to me, they doing it for the money and whatnot. I think that's the reason why they're making these videos, because they doing it for the money, because they know they got enough of delusional, subscribers that's gonna believe everything they put out.
Everything they put out. It's crazy.
No doubt. I mean, how can you be that much of a robot, man? You're not your own person, man. You're your own man to sit there and decipher what's right, what's wrong, what's good. I mean, that's how we rock down here. I don't know, but look, man, if you're a man or you're a person, if you say that ain't right, then that just ain't right, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Nah. What's right was right. If you don't see that's right, I'm good. You don't have to agree with me. I understand that because we all got our own opinions.
But we all men. We ain't got to agree.
Yeah, we ain't got to agree. But some of the clickbait shit that I be saying, I'm like, man, come on, man. I hear all types of shit. If you click Terrence Crawford right now, you'll see all types of shit about Terrence Crawford said this and Earl Smith said this about here. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody say nothing today. Where they get this shit from?
The part that got me is when somebody created a narrative, they was saying Crawford apologizes to Canelo and said he couldn't beat Canelo.
Who said that?
That was blue balls, whatever, blue ball.
Yeah. He made a video like that. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, he said, and I look and I'm like, there's nothing on the internet that even states something like that.
Same thing with Monty Brown. Monty Brown got a few videos out there like that too, and everybody knows something or something like that. All these cats, some of them do that, got that stuff out there like that. They clickbait.
Yeah, I don't understand like where they get their sources from, because I'm like you. Sometimes I see them headlines and I go, cause I like to do my own research before I report it. I ain't trying to be the first one to say this. I want to be right. You understand, or try to be factual as possible. Yeah, so I don't get where they get from.
They source each other. They source each other, man. That's all they do. They source one channel, the other channel source the other channel. They just try to keep it in circulation.
Gotcha.
E-Thriller, I got a question for you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
That is that you're I'm not a YouTube personality or anything. I don't have a channel. You do. Mm-hmm. Are these channels doing this? And no disrespect to anybody else, you guys. If you got a channel, maybe y'all can chime in on this as well. Are these guys doing this because they know Crawford moves the needle as far as views, or is it something else? Because they always saying that Crawford don't move the needle, this, that, and the other. He ain't got no fans.
Right.
Why all these videos coming out? I was thinking maybe you could shed some light on that.
Man, in my personal opinion, Mr. Bryan, I think it's a little bit of everything. I think obviously Crawford moves the needle because they can say what they want to say about him, but once he get in that ring, he's a dog. He has the best skills, in my personal opinion, in the sport to date. And I think they get paid to say or to spin these narratives, man. And then I also think they don't like the dude because he don't give them no interviews. Like, to me, if you're trying to do this shit to get interviews, then you in this shit for the wrong shit. Because I can give a damn who I interview. I would rather do this shit right here, chop it up with real fight fans and bounce our opinions off of each other. Like, that's cool with me. I ain't got to create no clickbaits or fake narratives to get views. And shit, I done took so much flack on telling the truth, like about Manny Pacquiao. I don't know if you know this or not, but shit, I got a 2-part series on why Manny is the biggest joke in boxing. And oh my God, I got called a nigga. I got called racist. You don't like, man, mind you, I'm a Manny fan. I just try to be fair, but people don't like to hear honest shit. You see what I'm saying? And I can't tell you how many times YouTube then deleted comments, people telling me that their notifications ain't coming when I go live, like all kind of shit on my channel, bro. But it is what it is.
Right. Manny and Floyd need to go ahead and leave boxing alone, man. Yeah, let the other guys get. Y'all had to shine. Y'all got the money, man. Let the other guys do what they need to do. I agree with that. Just get out the way, man. It's time to get out the way. If not, fight one of them or something. You know, fight one of them. You know, fight one of the big boys. I know Pac did his thing with Thurman and all that. Then, you know, go ahead and do your last fight, man, and keep it moving. Get on out the way, because he causing too many more problems other than us seeing the fights. And I agree with you, bro. So I appreciate you asking that question, because I kind of really wanted to know what was the YouTube community really about, you know, when it came to that.
What is your personal opinion on it? And yours as well, Bo, before we wrap it up.
Well, me personally, like another gentleman said, I don't know which one said, yeah, I'm starting to feel that they probably getting paid for it. And I think you might have said it too, Driller, that maybe they're getting paid for it, man, because I don't understand how you can have these kind of narratives. And you talking about over an interview? I mean, if are you that much of a bitch to sit there and get mad at somebody because they didn't give you an interview and you're a YouTube guy? Come on, man. That's where I go with it. You know, I guess maybe they just being paid for it, because you can't be that much of a fanboy to sit there and know your man ain't doing what he need to be doing, and you rocking with it unless you getting paid.
Preach. That's my thing with them. Like, they always bring up Bud's side, and that's cool because I bring it up too, like today. But on the flip side, I mentioned Errol Spence too. So y'all don't see or hear none of this bullshit that Errol Spence be doing. That's why I can't watch their videos.
Yeah.
But what you think, Bo?
I mean, I agree, man. I just like to add that these guys, they got so much invested interest in Errol Spence. The minute Terrence Crawford entered the 147, that threatened their interest. So they just make all these videos to go at Bud in every single way. They just create narratives, spin them, and then they get their fans to really think that, you know, Bud hasn't fought anybody at all.
Right.
Yeah, true, D,
man. I'm about to go ahead and get off, man, so I can catch this Lakers versus Golden State game.
I know that's right.
I know that's right. Who y'all picking?
Man, I told you last time, man. I told you I think the Lakers gonna win the whole thing, man.
Okay, I like to hear that because I'm a Laker fan. Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bron too, man, and AD, man. I think they're gonna take it tonight and keep it moving. You know, I think they the best team, man. I don't care, you know, as long as they healthy, I think they the best team.
They definitely the best defensive team as well.
No question. Hey, E-Thriller, man, I appreciate you putting me on, man. Hey, Bolden, man, you know, you stay safe, my brother, man. It was great talking to you guys, man. I really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate your knowledge, bro. I really do. Call back anytime. I'll be on tomorrow.
I appreciate it. I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and
All
hit
right,
this
bro.
notification bell, man. I thank you, man.
Okay.
Y'all go ahead and sign up, man, and subscribe to E-Thriller, man. He do great work.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank y'all, man.
All right now,
Just like that, we gone, y'all. Holla.
holla.